like we got to get this thing cranked up for sure, don't we? Oh. So, demons, everyone familiar with them?
Yes.
Yeah? There's one right there. Well, which is it? A demon? An ogre? A troublemaker? Do you fit into any of those things? How about a rebel?
Yes.
That's a nice identification, isn't it? Whether it's true or not. I was noticing driving in today that there was a certain amount of traffic, even for 6 o'clock in the morning. And I became aware of how normally I approach driving, and that is to kind of move from one particular to another. Something will catch my eye, somebody will cut me off in traffic, or I'll see a billboard, or any of the number of things that can get attention. And I thought, wait a minute. There's got to be another way of approaching this. So I remember hearing from a Native American elder many years ago to practice moving through life with soft eyes. And I thought, all right, I'll try that out, see how that is. And as I did, I noticed that my gaze became more steady. It wasn't flitting around as it had before. And in the process, I noticed that I was moving in a flow of energy. Energy of intelligence, energy of awareness, energy of mechanical patterned aptitude, behavior. And all of these things were interacting with each other. It gave me a different sense of connectedness instead of just the same old routine of driving from the ranch to Burlingame so I could get ready for church. Now, I'm sharing this with you because I think sometimes, so often, we get caught up in living our lives out of patterned behavior that we aren't even aware of the different possibilities that are available to us. Now, this may not sound like it's too demonic to you, but nevertheless, stop and think of how it is that if you've ever encountered demons in your life, is there anyone who has here? No? Some of you have? Okay. If you've ever encountered them, you know they seem pretty damn real. So real that they get your attention. And that's exactly what they have to do, you see. You see, in order for anything to be alive and active in your life, you have to give it your power. And it is your power of attention. Now, demons will work in ways to coerce you, compel you, bully you, and deceive you into believing that they're real. Sound a lot like the hyper world you're living in right now? From surreal to hyper real. It's very similar, you see. Now, if we take demons, we realize that they are energy in manifestation, perhaps as individuals, but they require our energy in order to be there in our face. Now, how can we possibly transform that into diamonds? Now consider, if you're an alchemist, what you would have to do to take something that is almost invisible except when it wants to be visible, and yet it seems to be real because you can feel it. How can you take that and transform it into such a hard substance? Diamond is one of the hardest substances that there is on the planet. It's even harder than your teeth. If you don't believe me, bite into a diamond and see what breaks first. Okay. The point is that diamonds aren't just for looks. They're also used in many different applications. Industrially, you stop and think, how can you possibly, in your own life, transform some specter that has been driving you crazy causing you to feel like you are a victim. Stop that! Stop that right now. Whoever told you that you had to be a victim in order to live? Cut that out. Open yourself up and realize you're the one who can turn your life into an adventure. But you have to stop believing that you're less than and that life is against you and that there are those who are going to eat you up if you don't do what they say. And even if you do, they still might eat you up. They might just like the flavor of you. But here we are at a point of making a change, and the change is a transformation in you, where you choose to take the authority of your life and move away from feeling sorry for yourself, poor me, and realize, hey, it is definitely a privilege to be you. But there's no one else that's going to give you that privilege except you. And if you waste it on believing that you're less than, then you're going to be hounded by demons all the time. But in the transformation, you're going to start realizing you do have power and authority over any. But it is learning how to exercise your power. Take your power away from that which brings you down and give your power to that which brings you to a more solidified individual. Instead of having a part hang out here and another wandering off there, and you wonder where you are, how you're ever going to get it together, you start taking authority in your life and you start bringing yourself together. Then comes the part of, well, what are others going to think about me? Where are all my friends going to go when they see me making all these changes? What you have to do, you see, is develop the art of not giving a damn about what anybody else says or thinks about you. I mean, after all, are you going to let them become that lesser than demon who tells you you can or you can't do, you can or you can't be? This is your life. This is my life. I come into this world and I have so many different things that were there to greet me. I have gone on to live to reach the place that I am right now, and the longer I live, the surer I get, this, by God, is my life. I'm not going to be able to please everybody. I'm not even going to always be able to please me. But I can certainly be my own authority. And in being my own authority, if I say it in the way you don't like it, if I do it in the way you don't like it, well, tough stuff. Now, wasn't that clean? I can speak in other ways, but the point is to get this across to where you and yourself realize this is your life. Do things and do it that has meaning to you. Stop worrying about what other people think or say about you. Here we are, and you come to this place and you feel kind of like your energy rising up, almost to the point to where you could almost say you feel holier than thou. Because you're finally taking authority in your life, you know? Pretty good feeling. Power. Don't take yourself too seriously. Wait, I'm sharing information with you. You're going to try it out. And if you do, then you're going to discover where the real balance is. You see, if you don't take yourself too seriously, but at the same time, you believe in yourself and you recognize, this is my life to live, then you're achieving a give and a take in yourself. You can move on and you can actually bring meaning into the meaninglessness that surrounds you. I'm just astounded driving on the road how many people choose automobiles to represent a part of them that they feel makes them look bigger than, better than, more powerful than. I drive a little four-cylinder. Feels pretty damn good to me. And a lot of people don't like it because it's a diesel. I like it. It gives me really good gas mileage. Not only that, I like the sound and the feel of a diesel. There's just something about a diesel that clicks with me. And I love to really accelerate and see that big black smoke. And if I can't get it in my VW, then I can get it in my 6-cylinder truck. Then I really get the smoke for it. Now, again, you don't have to like what I say, but what I am saying is encouragement for you to do what causes you to feel good about you. And to also encourage you to realize this is about you becoming responsible for your own power. We all have power in our lives. Most of us give it away. And the reason we give it away is we believe those demons who tell us we are powerless and that they are there to absorb us and to spit us out anytime they want to. You don't believe me? Okay, tell me about your job. Tell me about living your life in your job. Unless you're really happy with it, you're probably there because it gives you money. And what happens to that money? You spend it. Not only that, but you spend more than you have. And what do? You put yourself into debt. And what do? You fall right into that pattern they want you to be in, to where they can control you. And you will feel less than because you're always going to feel, I'll never get out of this hole. You may do things to try to get yourself out of it, but very few do. Unless you are wise and you don't give a damn about what others say and you choose in yourself to go ahead and step out of that prison. Open yourself up and begin to really be responsible for your own power and to exercise it in ways that has meaning for you. So, to bring this together, you can then put yourself to a place of seeing, my God, I am actually creating something that is solid. It is perhaps still not cleaned up, but it is definitely taking on the power of a diamond. Now you can get to the place of clearing it, cleansing it, cutting it, shining it, because what you're doing is you're starting to celebrate your life. You're starting to really feel good about you being you. And you can, in yourself, celebrate being you. You can actually liberate yourself. You can actually transform yourself from that little nothing into someone who feels good about being you. Now, I'm going to end this with a statement by Nelson Mandela. In yourself, open up and realize you're always making choices. Even when you choose not to make a choice, that's a choice. May your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears. Transforming demons into diamonds. Thank you.
For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.